Hello, hi there. It is Sue from The Spiritual Alchemist. Welcome and thank you for being with me on my channel. Let's get some cards for today. If you're not aware of how I work, I am a tarot reader, I'm a medium. I just sort of connect and we go from there. I do tarot daily, readings daily. They are timeless tarot, so there's no date or event fixed to that. It is purely something that you will find when you're meant to find it. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. Please press subscribe and know that we show up every day. Okay, first card out, Four of Cups. All four cards are cards of quiet. They're stop cards. They're cards for rest, time to take a pause. It's the cups, the emotions. So very much today it's finding that little pocket of time within your day where you can actually, if you've got an hour to spare, just pull yourself away from everything, sit and just connect back to yourself. There seems to be a bit of a shift happening. There's a lot of fatigue in the energy as well. So if you're feeling quite tired or run down or just overwhelmed, today Spirit are just trying to say it's time to take a break. It's time to connect back to self. It's time to be kind to yourself, and it's okay to do all of that. Next card. Again, another four of swords. Again, a rest card. Like I said, the minor arcana number 4 is rest, stop. Nothing to do today, just pause. So the swords are the mindset, so it's quietening the mind. So if you're someone that sits on that remuneration and the hamster wheel of going round and around, again today, find your moment of quiet, find your moment of peace. We've got the 5 of Pentacles that has come out as well, so very much with the Queen of Swords. So very much this is the fatigue I was talking about. You've been carrying everyone around, you've been carrying just burdens and situations that you just have to carry and walk through life with, and that has come to a point where you actually just need to stop with it all. With the Queen of Swords, so this is all air signs, so Libra, Gemini and Aquarius, pay attention, but also it is the aspect of a female or of the feminine body that is saying, speak your truth, be kind, have sincerity and speak your truth around what it is that you've been carrying and how you want to move forward with that. But today is about taking a pause so that you can perhaps get clarity around that whole situation. I know that when I look at that card, and I'm very drawn to just a little bit of symbolism in there that is purely showing me that you always rise above every situation. You come up and you rise above it, and people look at you and go, oh my God, you're amazing. How do you do that? And that's tiring. I look here and it's just, you're tired of that. You're tired of doing that. And for now, it is just rest. Don't have to think. Don't have to feel. Don't have to do anything. Put the pause button on and find your gentleness and your tenderness for yourself. So important at the moment. Let's have a look. I just want to get some more out and see what else. We can go a bit deeper. Very much the fight of the head and the heart. The 4 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. The Cups is the heart space. The swords are the head. So there's a little bit of a battle that's been going on for some time within different situations or whatever it is. There is, we're talking head and heart, and this puppy jumps out. So this is the head and heart card. It's a card of grief and loss and sorrow and just trying to find your way within the head and the heart. It's just a bit of sadness there. And it is all okay to feel all of this because so much gets pushed down and we just get on and we just suck it up and we just keep moving forward. But for now, it's having this soft gentleness with yourself. It's not the rest with everybody else. They can all do their own thing. This is having a soft gentleness with yourself going, hey, I'm actually feeling this, and I'm actually, feeling wobbly, or I'm actually feeling, deep sorrow or deep grief around a situation. And that is perfectly okay because these cards are up, and it's up because there's a shift that's happening within your spiritual soul. So when that shift is moving, it wants to address everything, and everything is up for release. Everything's up for kind of like an appraisal, like what's not working and how can I shift that, because there's just this lightness about you that wants to come up in a different way, and I really want to encourage you to get that happening. We've got Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands that have come out as well. So, it is, everything is kind of up in the air. Where do I go from here? How do I do anything from here? Very much when I'm looking at this, there's a bit of ancestral kind of past life kind of stuff coming through as well. So this is something that was a little bit unfinished in a different lifetime for you. And that would pull in very much with the... just the whole spiritual shift aspect that I feel that's going on. It's not that you're paying off a karmic debt. I don't feel that. It just feels like there's unfinished business from a different lifetime that you've just you've been sitting in, and that is shifting and allowing you to move forward so you can actually release whatever that was. We've got the Ten of Cups that's come up as well. So beautiful, rainbow after the storm, beautiful emotional contentment. It's just a happy card, but also, in what I was just talking about, it's completion of that cycle. So very much cyclic stuff, but I feel like it's from different lifetime that we're sitting in. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, that's enough. Judgment's come out, as well as the Seven of Swords. So he's called the sneaky bugger. This shows the busyness of the mind, and Judgment is that soul. It's the soul calling card, Spirit are calling you to step up, step in. This is happening for a purpose. It has massive growth for you. It has a lot to do with your spiritual purpose here as well. So whether you're going to be walking with people that have been through a similar experience and actually helping to navigate that experience for them, but it is your calling card. So like I said before, I felt this real kind of shift that's happening spiritually for you, and that can be uncomfortable. It's like taking off this old skin and shedding, letting it go, and the vulnerability is in, well, what does the next thing look like? Because us as humans need to know everything, so very much I feel like there's that you're sitting in a vulnerable space as to, well, if that's finished, what comes next? What does that look like? Who am I in that situation, and how do I do it? It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. You just flow with it all, flow with the whole lot, because you will be exactly what you need to be if you can give it freedom to unfold. But for now, if you're sitting in that space where, the head and the heart are just fighting each other, it's the whole number 4 thing. It's just surrender it all. Just sit back. Enough. I can't do this. My body has had enough. My emotional body, my mental body, my physical body, we've all had enough. Sit there and just absorb some of Spirit's beautiful energy, and it will put you back on track. I'm going to get the Firefox, the Kitsune Oracle. I'm going to pull one of them out today just for something different. These are actually really beautiful. They're kind of, they're just Asian inspired, or Japanese, or whatever you want to call them. They're from Lucy Cavendish, and a whole lot just fell on the floor. So obviously we don't need them. I'll just keep going with what I've got. And I'm just going to pull a couple of those. Okay. So beautiful. What's come out first? A Time to Walk Alone. So very much, sorry about the reflection on there. It is a very internal journey that you're going through. Outside noise, it just can't be heard. It just is not absorbed. You're at your capacity. You cannot absorb anymore. And there's just this protectiveness. Very much wanting you to get out in nature as well. Just find your way. Nature is good, whether it's just sitting outside, laying on the lawn, or going for a walk at the closest park or something, nature is your guiding force forward. It's interesting because this card is number 31. So if I bring that down in a numerology sort of sense, 3 + 1 = 4. Again, it's just the quiet time. It's it's the shedding of the layer. It's the restoring of the soul before you step into that vulnerable space. Again, finding a place to withdraw to. Nature, go to nature. Very much these cards are really speaking about just connecting to nature and just finding your place in that. You could just do some gardening. You could start a veggie patch, anything. It's just take a cup of tea and go for a picnic somewhere. It might just be what your soul needs. The last card that came out is Rituals and Offerings. This is beautiful, actually. I've not worked with this one before. It has a beautiful intuitive sense to it, being the soft purple hues. It is like coming out of all this darkness. You're kind of moving forward. The water here is the emotional body, so it's allowing yourself to process. And I love the fact it's just got so much. It's got the lotus flower. Over here is a cat, there is so much in here that is intuition, trusting your intuition and trusting the way without having to get really invested in it. It's actually really beautiful. The lotus flower is about, the journey of the lotus flower through the mud. It's adversity. So if you look at it from a human perspective, when we're doing a journey, we're in the darkness, we're in that hard space that, you just have to keep going and you don't know why, but you're doing it. And then the lotus flower goes up through the darker the mud, so the heavier the situation, the more blossoming you have. So this is coming back to what I feel within your soul, that there is a shift spiritually happening for you, and an unfolding or an unraveling that needs to happen for you to come up for air. And then as the lotus flower grows and gets to the top where the light is, it blossoms into this beautiful flower. And they are beautiful flowers. I don't know if you've seen one in real life. I have, and they are just stunning flowers. They just unfold and become this beautiful thing sitting on top of the water. The water is your emotion. So I know that there's been a lot. You are a beautiful lotus flower in who's been in the mud but is coming up for air and coming up to blossom. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck at the moment, it's actually okay, because you're actually going to be creating exactly what you want to be, and what that looks like, it doesn't matter. There's so much beauty in this, there's so much just trusting the way. When you sit quietly with the number 4 cards, you pull it in and go really quiet. It allows you to hear things, and it allows you to see things, and it allows you to feel things that you don't when you are sitting in a different space. A lot of the time, you can have a great big purge on that as well, where you just like, wow, it all comes out. And then you just get up, dust yourself off and walk forward. Don't worry about what it looks like. It will be all right. The one thing I do want to do, and this is the last little bit, is I recently was a guest speaker at the Tarot Conference in Fremantle, WA, in Australia. And I met this person a couple of years ago. His name is David Mitchell. He's created what is called the Swan River Tarot. And it is the major arcana in the form of tarot. He has gone and connected the Swan River, the journey of the Swan River from the hills all the way to the ocean in the major arcana. So he's pulled in the very much indigenous areas, the ley lines. He's pulled in all the the connection with the indigenous culture, the ancestors of our land, and the journey that he has taken on has been phenomenal. And I just want to pull one of these cards, and I'll read it in my way that I do. He has a beautiful book that you can do spreads and all kinds of things. Highly recommend it. It says, the Swan River Tarot, it is the river speaks. It is so beautiful. He puts the cards on different landmarks of the Swan River, and when you see it, they just overlay onto the land, and it's just phenomenal. So I want to get a card out for there, and go. Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. Beautiful. So the Dance of the Messenger. Look at that. Stunning card. I've got two. What else have we got? Legacy. Beautiful. I just thought, there's two shuffling around in there. Beautiful cards. Very, very detailed cards. These are sitting on parts of the Swan River. When you get his book, you can see a lot of that. Highly recommend, having this in your kit if you're a reader. So much symbolism in this card. The Dance of the Messenger. The biggest thing I get with this is just to flow. The river is flowing. This is depicting the World card. So the river is flowing, down through, and you don't need to do anything but just to be present. The person standing in the middle, the indigenous person, is just present in that moment. In here is so much stuff, frog, kangaroo, there's the whale, and I'm not sure what this is. An eagle, perhaps. It looks like an eagle. So many trees, so much growth, all contained within you. And it's just allow you know what this is? This is a fire down here, and this is the smoke as well. At first I went, this is water, but now looking closely, there's actually a little fire there, and it's the dance of the smoke. So when I look at that, I'm very much drawn into cleansing and keeping your energy to yourself. So do a little bit of a cleansing ceremony as well over the weekend. There's so much fire in this card, I didn't realise. Like, I'm seeing things for the first time as well. Allow the fire, allow the energy to shift. Traditional people would use smoking ceremonies and all that kind of stuff. So, really sacred rituals, really allow yourself to sit, cleanse your energy, connect, have that pause. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. A lot of duality in here as well, a lot of black and white. So, allow yourself to sit in whatever aspect of you you're showing yourself at that time, and just nurture yourself. There's just so much nurturing, and, it's just beautiful. You're coming up for air, but you're coming up in a way that you've never come up before. So allow that to be gentle and soft. This legacy card is actually it's full of symbolism as well. The biggest thing I look at is that beautiful tree in the back with the full moon sitting in behind it. The wisdom is within you. To me, that's your intuition, and there's so many branches of your intuition that we can tap into, but it feels like there's a new branch that's being born, and sprouting its beautiful leaves with all these beautiful ideas for you. So please, please, please sit in that space. And interesting, the first card out had a tree, and the last card out has got the beautiful tree. So really allowing yourself to sit deeply in your intuition and just trusting the process of what you're going through, the shedding. The calling card, Spirit wants you. They want you to come to be of service. And, in all of my journey, that is the most beautiful calling card you can get, is when Spirit go, hey, we need you. We need you to do some work for us. We need you to shift all of that you've just been through, but harness it and make it into something that's worthwhile. You just don't go through that to go through it. You go through that to actually grow and change and become something you're meant to be. So if that is you at the moment, I highly encourage you to step back, rest, restore your soul, really sit deep with it, sit in nature, do a bit of a smoking ceremony on your body and on your aura, your energy, and just hand on heart and connect to yourself. You're going to be fabulous. You're going to be amazing. But for now, you are tired. So really, you've been through it. So allow yourself to just it's time to detach it and put it in a place where it is going to harness something magnificent in your life. Okay. I am going to leave you there. I will see you tomorrow. I look forward to talking to you and see what comes tomorrow. Have a beautiful, restful day. Be kind, be sincere to yourself, and, just wrap yourself in a warm blanket and let it be. Okay, we'll see you then.